What's up everyone, my name is Mr. EGX and I'm back with another Rome 2 replay cast here. And in this game it's a clan match, just a casual one between Emma and Zeal. And on this side we have Emma and I'm going to be Parthia, and I believe King of the Dead is going to be the Nervii. And on the opposing team we have Carthage and Pontus. I can't remember who's who, so we'll check at the end of the match who is who. And you'll be happy to know that since my last cast I've upgraded my setup somewhat, so instead of using my laptop microphone to record audio, I'm going to be using my phone, so a huge upgrade for a cheap-ass student like myself. So without further ado, let's begin with the battle. So let's start with my units then. I have four mercenary Sarmatian horse archers with Parthia, which are a fantastic investment in my opinion. 40 missile damage, very strong horse archer unit for its price. 4 Parthian swordsmen to go into engagements after I get good charges on my cataphracts. I have 4 eastern cataphracts. I have 4 eastern slingers and 1 Persian light archer. So a lot of skirmish power, horse archers, and a lot of foot skirmish. I have 1 noble horse archer and a Sarmatian lancer. So a pretty standard Parthian army. On Nervii's side, with King of the Dead, we have some Celtic warriors. It's a little bit jumbled up. We have 4 fierce swords, I believe. Yeah, 4 fierce swords. Some Celtic warriors. Let me free me to screen the front, and this is a little bit dodgy. King of the Dead, much to my dismay, went for a very interesting Nervii build of a lot of cavalry. So over here we see 2 noble horse, which I am not a huge fan of. I think they're way too expensive for their price, but that's just me. And we have 3 mighty horse, I believe. And I don't know how well it's going to go against Pontus, especially since Pontus has access to some very cost-effective, fantastic mid-tier cavalry, like Cappadocians and noble blood calves, so we'll see how that goes. Oh shit, 3 noble horse. Okay, wow. Yeah, I remember I was not happy with King when he brought this build, but he didn't listen to me, like usual. And some Germanic scout riders, so a very interesting Nervii army, to say the very least. Over on Pontus' side, we have 2 Thurio spears, Celtic warrior, 1 on the flanks. I don't see another one, so only 1 Celtic warrior, interestingly. We have 4 hoplites. I don't know how much I like that decision, but it depends on how he wants to use them, I guess. They could blunt charges, and he could move in with his naked sword, which would be a very good idea. We'll see how this battle plays out. I remember this being a very good one, though, so I trust he'll use these hoplites very well. So 4 mercenary naked swords by the Pontic player, which is a fantastic choice. These guys are only 380, I believe, and they are very, very, very good for their price point. I'm a big fan. We have 4 Cappadocian cavalry behind them, presumably to block charges and get rear charges and the rest, and a noble blood cav, so a lot of cavalry from Pontus. And we have a Pontic swordsman, not a great unit, but okay for its price, nothing special. And we have lastly 3 eastern slingers. Okay, interesting Pontic army. We have for Carthage 3 late Libyan hoplites to blunt charge. They are a great unit, 30 bonus versus large, sorry. We have 2 Balearic slingers, 3 Balearic slingers. We have 4 Liban infantry, presumably. Yep. And we have some Scutari, some Italian swordsmen, some Carthaginian hoplites. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 Scutari and 2 Carthaginian cavalry, fair enough. A mercenary Numidian noble cavalry. Oh my god, I don't know how much I agree with that decision, but we'll see how he uses it. I'm not a big fan of these guys. I think they're a little bit overpriced for what you get. They do have some nice stats, but I'm not a big fan. Though there are some people I know that swear by them, so we'll see how this player uses these guys during the battle, and the general bodyguard. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's see what happens during this battle. So let's fast forward a little bit so that the players can get into position. I do remember that the engagement starts very early in this battle, and this is a very exciting battle, so I'm really looking forward to showing this to you guys. So at this stage, I don't know exactly why I did this, but I kind of wanted to delay the engagement and perhaps help King of the Dead overwhelm the Pontic player by moving towards King of the Dead in a manner in which I could protect his flank while sending him support more easily than if we formed a straight line. but I don't think I even sent him any support in the end, so yeah, congratulations to me for that. Yeah, I'm going to move them forward a little bit now to create a sort of a weird formation here, which is not a straight line. I was going to do some skirmishing with my Sarmatian horse, but unfortunately the Carthaginian player has his Balearic Slingers positioned quite well, and he has Libyan hoplites to screen, so I decided against it, maybe save the ammo for the late game. So we'll see how that goes. These two Thureos spears are moving to the flanks. Going to be interesting to see how he uses these two units. Thureos spears, easy to waste, because they do not have amazing stats. If they get charged by a superior unit, they will get wrecked, so you really have to get them into a good position. And they are quite isolated here, they're not supported by other infantry, so the Pontic player better be careful with how he uses them. Some very aggressive screaming of Levy Freeman here by King of the Dead as the Nervii. Let's see how he uses them. Okay, this is going to be an interesting engagement in terms of cost effectiveness. So they do get a fantastic Jav toss on that Noble Blood Cav, and he is going to follow up with Mighty Horse. This Cappadocian Cavalry is going to charge this Levy Freeman. This Levy Freeman gets a very poor Jav toss off, but they do hit some of these Cappadocians. From what I can see right now, this looks like it's going to be an optimal engagement for King of the Dead, but we'll see how this goes. This Mighty Horse is getting wrecked, but he's already lost 12 Cappadocian Cav here. Celtic Warriors moving in to get to these Thureos spears. These guys are going to take a brutal charge. Yeah, these guys are not being used very well right now. I'm not sure what this Mighty Horse is doing so far behind this line, so you can get wrecked by all this Cappadocian cavalry. We'll see how King uses them, see if he uses them effectively. This Mighty Horse charging into this blob, it's very difficult to see who's going to come off better from this engagement. As you can see in the background, I'm skirmishing with the Carthaginians, so nothing very interesting is happening there, so I'm going to focus on this engagement for the time being. These Thureos spears are getting wrecked. There's only 3 kills against Celtic Warriors. 2 Cappadocians are routing, so this definitely looks like this engagement went in favor of King of the Dead. He did lose a lot of his own cavalry as well, but these Cappadocians will be crucial, especially in late game, and to charge down these fierce swords with very low ammunition. Sorry, very low armor. See what's going on here. So Numidian's going to go around the flank. I'm going to use my horse archers to screen. This Carthaginian cav is getting a bit cheeky, wants to go for my Persian light archers. I'm going to try charge them with my Eastern Cataphracts. Will I catch up with them? No, I will not for the time being. We'll see how that goes. So these naked swords are charging into these fierce swords, and you get some very nice charges, so well used by the Pontic player. As we said earlier, he's going to use the hoplites to screen some of the charges, and then he's going to retreat with his mercenary naked swords. We've got some very nice kills, so very well played by the Pontic player over here. Cappadocian Cav very low in men. It seems like we have some sort of engagement going down here. Okay, Eastern Cataphracts. I'm going to see if I can get a charge on these Carthaginian Cav. These Carthaginian Cav are caught totally out of position, and I'm going to get a good charge on his Libyans as well, so well done to me for that engagement. I'm going to push in my Parthian swordsmen, who will do very well against these late Libyan hoplites as well, and help me extricate my cavalry from that engagement, because we don't want them to stay too long in the presence of a 30 bonus versus a large unit. And all hell is breaking loose over here. King of the Dead's getting a nice little rear charge here on these naked swords, and they'll get a lot of kills, these noble horse, so we'll see if they pay for themselves. So yeah, this is a complete mess. This getting another charge in here is going to be very effective against naked swords. It's definitely a good idea. I should get my cavalry out of here. I'm charging Libyans here. I'm going to move in my Parthian swords. So pretty decent move on my part here. There is supporting cavalry, so we'll see how he uses that. I'm finally getting my Eastern Cataphracts out, and I should have gotten them out way earlier than that, but I must have been microing somewhere else. Eastern Cataphracts, very few losses. Libyans are reinforcing the fight against these Parthian swordsmen. Am I going to get another charge here? No, I'm not. I don't have the balls for the time being, but I am going to use these mercenary Sarmatian lancers. Get charged. Oh, this is going to be a pretty good move on my part, because I believe if I do this properly, I'm going to move in my Parthian swordsmen and take the engagement against these guys while they don't get a charge. And I'm going to get my mercenary Sarmatian lancers out, and they do pretty well. They lose only 10 men, and for such a cheap unit, it's a pretty good move. And then I'm going to move in my Parthian sword, so nicely done. At this stage of the game, I support my ally here of some Eastern Cataphracts because I see him getting wrapped up. It seems like some of these engagements have not gone in his favor. It's Pontic Sword General doing pretty well, 67 kills, a chevron and a half, so well done to that general unit. Again, I'm going to use some of my Cataphracts to support with pretty lackluster charge, if I'm honest, with trample, so my guys are going to get exhausted. So I don't know if that was worth it or not. This general unit is 51 kills, doing a pretty decent job, still has 59 men remaining, so the skirmisher is going to go off the field. So I'm going to charge this Libyan. I don't know how wise that is, but I'm going to charge it all the same. Persian Light Archers, a decent number of kills. What am I going to do with Cataphracts? If I can get a swing around and get a good rear charge, it'll definitely be worth it. We'll see how I use them. Carthaginian, Scutari flank, Scutari Cav threatening my flank here and my Eastern Slingers. I don't have much to defend it. We also have support from Italian swordsmen, so this could definitely turn sour very quickly for me. Hopefully I'll get a good charge with my Carthaginian Cav. Sorry, with my Eastern Cataphracts on these Carthaginian Cav, and I do. So these guys are going to take a pretty brutal charge. So good move on my part. This is probably not much of a good move because I'm going to get a very poor charge and I'm going to get intertwined with these Italian swordsmen. So not brilliant. How am I winning this engagement? Oh, I'm about to get a very nice rear charge here on these Libyan infantry. So this is probably going to be enough to swing this battle in my favor. So pretty brutal charge, as you can see. Let's have a look what's going on the Nervii Pontic front. Using my Eastern Cataphracts to help get some kills on these mercenary naked swords, which is a good move on my part to be sure. But I think because I was microing on this side of the field, I was struggling a little bit to micro these guys because they're quite far away from my field of vision, so I may not have gotten the best charges. Nice charge from the Noble Horse General. We're going to quickly get a chevron, 20 kills immediately against these mercenary naked swords, so very good use of the general here. So maybe King's going to prove me wrong in this battle and go really well with his cavalry heavy Pontic army. Nervii army. Again, nice charge of these mercenary Italian swordsmen with my Eastern Cataphracts. So we should be able to eliminate them. True to what we said earlier, I won this flank over here, so these two Parthian swordsmen are free. He's going to get a charge with Scutari Cav, but it's not going to do much against my Parthian swords, honestly. And here I've got all my horse archers who have been barely used, so hopefully I'm going to rain death and heavy shot on these Libyan infantry and absolutely destroy them. But I am being threatened by Scutari cavalry, getting a rear charge over here with my Eastern Cataphracts. I'm going to engage with my general to stop the Carthaginian Cav from getting to my skirmishers, so that's a pretty decent move, but I have to be careful for these mercenary Scutari. So I think I am going to eliminate this Scutari unit. Over on the Pontic Nervii side, we have Germanic Scout Riders charging in to hoplites. With such low morale, it's probably going to do quite a bit of damage, actually. Yeah, and true to form, they are about to rout, and they're losing quite a few men to two Germanic Scout Riders, so this is a great little unit for 440 talents, so well used there. Charging into almost braced hoplites. These guys might rout, especially with army losses, so it looks like the Nervii player, the King of the Dead, has wrapped up the Pontic player, so well played over there. I have a lot of ammo left on my Sarmatian horse archers, and I'm getting repeated charges on these Libyan infantry, and they're really feeling nasty jab toss, but they are feeling the pain from all these repeated charges. Keep in mind though, oh my god, this Numidian noble cavalry has got 166 kills and almost 2 chevrons, so very well used, contrary to what I thought they would be. I wasn't expecting much from that unit. Nice charge on these Libyan infantry, so these guys should probably rout. My skirmishers are routing here. Hopefully King of the Dead's going to send me assistance now. My Eastern Cataphracts retreating from another charge. These Numidians are getting a lot of kills. My Cataphracts with their 41 missile damage javelins. Getting a charge of my Parthian swords on these depleted Iberian swordsmen, but my guys are pretty depleted too. I should win that engagement, but I am losing decisively apparently, so... Nice charge from the general unit. This is probably going to end my Parthian swordsman, so well played by the Carthaginian player there. I'm going to get a charge of my own here against the Libyan infantry with my Eastern Cataphracts over 166 kills, so a pretty respectable performance from them. A rear charge on these Scutari by Germanic scouts, and being sandwiched by noble horse archers and Germanic scouts is never a good idea, especially if you're a mid-tier cavalry unit. So it's a nice engagement for us. These guys tossing their javelins, they were so annoying in this match. So 2 chevrons now and climbing, so very well played by the Carthaginian player and using these guys effectively. You don't see it very often, but it does happen clearly, and he knew what he was doing. I should be careful because of friendly fire. I'm shooting heavy shot into my own cataphracts here, but we are going to end this Libyan infantry. Charge by the noble horse general into this Iberian swordsman is going to do a lot of damage against these low armor units, so a nice charge here. And another charge from noble horse, so this looks like it's going to wrap up in our favor. A charge into these Numidians, a successful charge. They did not get a charge back against these noble horse, so even if they're depleted, these guys are going to get a lot of kills. They're going to pay for themselves quite quickly. Well, they already have actually, so this is a really good performance from these noble horse as well. And these guys are just going to die now because my horse archers just have too much mobility and they just can't deal with it. So it looks like this battle is going to wrap up in our favor, but our friends from Zeal clan played very well and I really enjoyed this game. So thanks to them. What's left over here? We still have the Numidian nobles charging at the Eastern Cataphracts, but they are probably going to collapse at this stage. Heavy shot raining down on them, so this is definitely going to go in our favor at this point. So a very fun battle, and thanks a lot for that. Let's see some of the kills. So I got 1,580 kills, so not a bad performance. My Cataphracts doing on the whole pretty well here. My Sarmatians not doing much, but from what I remember during that battle, they didn't use much of their ammo, so not bad that I managed to save them for late game. The Sarmatians doing their job. They didn't get many kills, but at the same time they blocked some charges and they allowed me to get in with my Parthian swords when normally my Parthian swords would take a lot more casualties, so this is a decent screening maneuver. These Eastern Slingers doing okay. A lot of them got charged during the battle. These Parthian swords performing very well with 2 chevrons on this one, so I'm quite happy with their performance here, and my Gen doing very well, especially considering the amount of men that are left. So for Talons of the Albatross, I believe his name is, so Talon's army, these Carthaginian cav definitely not doing very well, but this Numidian cavalry doing extremely well, even for its price, so very well used unit here. These Scutari definitely doing nothing special here, so cavalry not super well used, although I do believe they managed to rout some of my skirmishers. These Beric Slingers doing okay, nothing special. Carthaginian hoplites not doing much. These Libyans just screening, as you'd expect them to. These Libyan infantry also underperforming. So a decent performance from Talons of the Albatross, and with Pontus we see Cappadocian cavalry doing okay. Not a fantastic performance, but these guys did really well, 2 chevrons, so good job there. These Pontic swords getting a chevron, general, not bad. These hoplites doing very well, 128 kills for a normal hoplite unit is pretty impressive. These Celtic warriors doing a fantastic job, as do these naked swords. I absolutely love using naked swords with Pontus. So very well played to our opponents. This is a great match, and I'll see you next time.